The current spoiler warning level is Infracrimson.
Friends and folks, for this episode, you're looking at a spoiler warning level of Infracrimson. It's kind of unfortunate, actually. We're talking about a machine from the current season of the Great Gundam Project, Reconquista NG. And because of a misunderstanding, we actually spoil later in the show. I haven't seen the show before. Dylan has. I say a thing. Dylan thinks I'm referencing a spoiler much later in the show and sort of elaborates. And I'm like, oh no, I didn't know that. So sorry about that accident, but be warned that it would spoil Reconquista NG. Please enjoy the episode. Hello, friends and folks, and welcome back to another episode of Mechanista NG. And, it sure is that time again. I'm Six Stemline.
I'm Dylan.
So we were gonna do you get to pick because I picked the last episode, but you have opted to punt on that, to have a little more time to think, and we'll do just a classic dice roll here.
Yeah, look.
I mean,
we've covered so many robots that my brain's just like, I have too many choices in my head, and then I have to also double check that we haven't already talked about that.
And also, it's like, theoretically, you've had like 2 days to think because of when we're recording this, but realistically, you've had while you were on the air and then now, because in between you were thinking about other things because you have a life.
Yeah, this is true. Look,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
That's
right.
fine. We'll roll rhythm.
The worst part is, like, when I'm asked the choice about robots, my first thought is to go to AOZ, but we've, like, talked everything that exists to AOZ other than, like, some cleanup we could technically do with, like, the Hazel or something, which wouldn't be very long, honestly, because it would just be like, hey, look at this form that he drew for AOZ Reboot. It has a couple of these pieces of equipment.
Mm-hmm.
But that wouldn't be a very fun choice. I mean, it wouldn't be unfun, but it wouldn't be, like, super interesting.
Okay. Are you ready?
Alright. Ooh. Oh, that's an interesting kind of coloring going on there. So... Ooh.
Do you want? I'll let you guess designer also if you want, if that helps. So I feel like you'd be better at that, perhaps.
Well, okay. So the coloration here, definitely digitally colored. This does not look like it's analog color.
Sure.
This is interesting. So that's like, is this the lower leg and ankle armor that I'm looking at here, or is that the thigh and the knee?
Are you asking out loud, or do you want an answer?
I want an answer.
Yeah, that's the lower leg and ankle.
Okay. Because usually we do above that, so that's why I needed to ask, because I was like staring, I'm like, am I gonna try sitting here figuring out if
no,
this is...
usually I don't include the ankle, but I think doing lower leg it tends to be what I do.
I guess, yeah, you did that with the cap. The cap. I felt weird. So I was actually recently talking about my guesses because I was like, I had such a good run of guesses until ironically a machine that it sticks out a lot, which is the Gremory. And I was talking about that on the Busky, and it was really funny because I was watching and I was like, I was like, how did I do that with like some of these guesses? Like I realized. Like, in the moment, I don't really think it's weird. And then I was just like, man, I make some weird guesses sometimes where I'm just like, yeah, here's an ankle. Oh, yeah, that's the Kapul. That's the Gunboy Wilbur, etc. See, the shape and whatnot on this is making me think like the Gun Archer or something.
I think we've covered the Gun Archer.
But we already covered it, yeah. So, I don't know either. Like, yeah, this is an interesting one. So, to describe what I'm looking at for the listeners, and not viewers, the leg is quite thin, and then it's got one of those ankle armors that is wrapped around the ankle all the way, like front and back.
Like the Leo or Tallgeese, that kind of style.
Now, because we already said that it wasn't the gun archer, to point out, like, so I feel less bad about this guess. You can see why my brain kind of went there, though, with the shape of the ankle armor and how thin the leg is. Though, Of course, the gun archer has the big wedge of a knee there, whereas this has, like, 2 dots. Which, the dots are really throwing me off, actually. Is like, that's weird. It's
more of a grayish blue as well.
Yeah.
So it kind of comes across, like, almost, like... I'm not misleading you with this. This is obvious, but, like, kind of Gyan-ish, almost, in the shade.
Yeah. This is an interesting leg. And again, I feel like the dots should make it stick out to me. I might need to ask for a little more here. Damn.
Sure. I'm going to try and do this in such a way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is this the Wuxia?
This is the Wuxia.
Okay, the colors really helped. Okay, interesting. This will be a quick one. It's not really a related machine for this, but that's fine. This is our second episode in the same week, so I'm okay with a quick one. So the Wuxia is an interesting suit. Shows up very briefly, in G-Reiko. I believe it actually, like, it does show up later, but, like, its main episode is pretty early on. Okay, this is an interesting one, because this is not a, this is one of those G-Reiko suits, one of the few ones that isn't, either Akimon or, Ippei. This design's actually...
This is Yamane.
Yeah, and a Yamane design, which is really interesting, because, like, the colors and detailing scream more, like... I mean, he's matching the style of the show, right? And the style of the show is we can tell by Ippei's art, both before and after the show, that the show itself has a very already Ippei-esque art style. But yeah, so this is a weird suit, because it is not... It is, this is a Yamane suit for the show. Oh, Ippei did do the cleanup on it, according to MAHQ. So it was Yamane who did the main design, and then Ippei, like, finalized it for the show. You know what? So, I have a Mechanics and World volume for G-Reiko, and that actually has a lot of early art. I wonder if that has some of Yamane's art in it. I'm going to check that while we talk about or I can check it in the background while we're talking about the design. Or even after. But yeah, we'll talk about the design first, and then I'll look at that stuff. So, the Wuxia is a suit used by the Capital Army. It seems like their new, like, the way they're treating it is like, hey, it's our cool big deal ground suit. We're gonna use these, and they're going after Bellry and Co. with it. Is piloted. The main one is Becker Shaddam, who is a giant asshole. And
bro got folded like an egg and cooked like an egg.
Yes, though we should say that didn't happen in G-Reiko yet for the listeners, because he dies in.
I mean, sure, but this is a spoiler.
Okay, yeah.
This is a machine that they haven't encountered yet, right?
No, they watched the Wuxia episode, because the Wuxia episode's relatively early. It's the debut of the Torque Pack. But yeah, so basically, the first deployment of this suit is, it's like a team of 3 of them, if I remember right, that are going after the G-Self and the G-Arcane, and they lose pretty incredibly, which is really funny, because the suit looks really cool. Seems like it's a good suit, but And I mean, actually, they do a lot of damage at first. And then... yeah. Oh?
I guess we're going to have to put the spoiler tag on it no matter... I was talking about how they did in that fight.
Oh, god damn it. Okay. Well, okay, so...
I actually didn't... I looked because I was like, I don't know what you're talking about because I haven't seen this show before. And I'm like, oh, okay. Apparently he dies.
No, he doesn't die in that fight.
Not in that fight, but later on.
He dies in a later fight. Well, okay, but when you said
Right.
the folded in half and...
I didn't say in half, I just said folded.
Oh.
It's an expression people use.
Oh, okay.
Does he get folded in half?
No, he does get wrecked by the guy trash though, and he gets like electrified, and you know.
Who's the guy trash?
We'll talk about it later. Yeah, it's a spoiler episode.
Okay.
I'm not remembering the exact phrasing, but basically your exact phrasing was making me think of his death, which it does come later.
Fair enough. I was just being...
I thought you were just looking at the wiki, is my thing, because you haven't seen the show. This is the problem.
Right. Yeah, it's just like, well, he ends up, like, ass first in quicksand, so I assume he loses that fight.
Yeah, he loses that fight, but he doesn't die to that fight. He dies to a much later fight. Okay, look. It's fine. It's fine. It's gonna be a short episode. If they have to, if people have to wait a couple weeks, that's fine. We'll just say spoilers for some later stuff. Anyway, It's not a big deal. So, the Wuxia though, yeah, there are three of them. The G-Self High Torque beats the shit out of it. It ends up punching it in the face, and it clears across the battlefield. Ends up in like buried in mud and is in like a swamp and is sinking, and the pilot is almost gets eaten by alligators, so he does almost die there. I think that would be gators. Yeah, because they're in America. Yeah, it would be gators, not crocodiles. So yeah, it's sinking in the mud, and he's like climbed on top of it and waiting for to get rescued, and you see a bunch of alligators like slowly approaching. So it's kind of comedic at that point, and horrifying. But yeah, so the design though, to talk about the actual design, the head is a really unique shape. It's sort of triangular. It's flat on top though. You've got like the main camera is a visor. Right above the main camera, though, you have these two little sub-cameras. So, to me, always, it looks like a smiling face, basically. Because you've got, like, the eyes that are above, and then, like, the main camera looks kind of like a mouth, to me.
To me, they look more like eyebrows.
Oh, I could see that, too, yeah. And then, for the cheek areas, you've got a little bit of like a cut-in vent on the above angle of the cheeks, and then you've got black paint around the mouth and the cheek area that surrounds a little vent for the mouth, and then each of the cheeks on the front of them have these little green cameras. They're like rounded around the side, and then they're flat at the on the inner part. So you've got I don't know what that shape would be called. Half of a circle. I guess it's a little, but they're a little long. It's like half of an oval, I guess.
Something.
Yeah. Anyway.
Half pill?
As can be seen in the image that you are using in the video, the eye above, like the when it's glowing and all lit up, you've got like a single mono eye in the middle with like these bright lines drawing from it, which is kind of cool. I always like the I like a lot of the heads in G-Reiko doing like weird things with like the visors and camera setups on the head. It's fun. So for the torso, you've got the upper body. It's kind of just separated into two sections. You just got like an upper and lower body. The upper body consists of two pectoral sections and a middle, like, cockpit hatch section. The pectorals are in darker gray armor. They have, like, a circle cut into them that has... It has, like, a line of armor going from an angle, so it's, like, when you're seeing, like, a not allowed road sign. And then behind that,
sure.
you've got a, the yellow on this is interesting, because this is like it's not like a...
Kind of goldenrod?
It's kind of like a goldenrod. Like, it's not like a yellow, but it's not quite orange. So, yeah, and then you've got that, and it's shaded, so it's even darker on the upper body, but that's mostly just from the shading, because, well, it's underneath. So you got those, like, embedded little vents. And then for the lower torso section, middle is just more, hatch going on there. I believe the hatch, I think both parts of this open. It would actually be really easy to check in the episode, because in the episode, we get a good zoom in on the chest being open. Yes, okay, here we are, actually. MHQ also has this sete. You can see that the upper and lower parts both open, and then you've got the door there. And then the lower torso is just, torso segments that are separate from the pectoral that, plug into the waist. Kind of a standard Gundam setup, though it's a little skinnier than usual in the lower body, but, otherwise the torso setup's pretty similar overall. The shoulders are really fun. So before you get to the actual shoulder, you've got, like, this big wedge that is like a, what would this shape be? How many sides do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it is like... It's like a hexagonal house, is how I would describe it, because it's, very flat bottom.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's 6 sides, so...
You're not wrong.
Yeah, so like a tall hexagon with a very flat bottom. The bottom has a big opening for, like, a thruster, and then the arm is connected a little higher, which is really fun. Like, it... if this was going into the torso, you would imagine this arm would be a little lower, but it's actually connected to this quite high, which is fun when we combine that with sort of the lengthened shape of the overall arm, which, we'll get to. So, first, the shoulder armor, pretty bare shoulder armor, just armor, no thrusters or anything fancy on it. Armor covers a little, like, cubic block for the actual, like, under armor, the actual connection point of the shoulder. Then the bicep, it's definitely an elongated bicep. It's rounded at the front, though it has, like, a little square of flattened armor on the outside of it. The joint, kind of just standard double joint, like the double disc joint going on. Then for the lower arm, the forearm is also extended a fair bit, because even though this arm is connected a bit higher than you would expect, these arms reach pretty low. They actually, like, when all the way down, are a little below the knee. So just kind of a gangly shape on this guy, which is really fun. The forearm, for details, you've got on the forearm a, like... I'm trying to think if this actually has a function. I don't think so. It's just like a little piston thing on like the exposed upper or frontal, like, part of the forearm. You've got, it's a bit more flat around the sides, and then you've got a bit of an elbow protecting the back of the joint. And then the wrist also has, like, a cool disc swivel going on. And then the hand, you've got pretty standard hand, though I do like that it's got this extra little, like, semicircle of armor on the back of the hand. The hand armor is kind of unique. The fingers are a little longer than standard Gundam hand, and the hand armor is segmented in sort of unique way, though I say sort of unique, but looking at it, it kind of actually reminds me of, like, the Jinx or something. Has similar back of the hand armor. But yeah, looks good though. For the waist, big crotch piece with a large circle at the front of it, and then you've got, like, a U-shaped bend around it. No skirt really, though. It's just like you've got, like, it's black on the bottom, or really dark gray, I should say. And that runs to the back of the waist. And then you've got, like, these two little arms making the U shape in blue armor going around the main like little crotch circle there. Just kind of a weird, very weird waist for a mobile suit. And then can't really see the back of the skirt. I'm trying to see if there's any art of it without the... No, it always has the backpack on, so it's hard to see the rear skirt. It doesn't really seem like it has much detail. You can see some cuts in it. It looks like it's just in dark gray, and it's got a couple of cuts on the back of the skirt, which might be just vents or something. Then for the legs, they're connected directly into the waist. Like I said, there's no skirt, so the thighs are bare. They have a little... like panel lining on the front with a large line on it. You get this cool little like hook of armor going around the top of the thigh that has a bit of a gap below it. And then right below that gap, you've got in the side of the thigh a like embedded piece of blue armor that has like a little vent also on the side of it. Kind of the same joint as the arm when you go down. And then for the knees, tall knees, not super tall, but, they cover the joint and have a little bit of that yellow armor on the top. You've got the calves are, again, flat on the sides of them, but otherwise very rounded on the front and back. The front has these, like, 4 little holes as details, which this is, like, one of the things throwing me off, just because... we get panel lining a lot. You usually just don't get holes, especially, like, undetailed holes like this,
Uh-huh.
It's just kind of weird. There's an arrangement of 4 of them, 2 larger ones on the top, 2 smaller ones right below that. And then on the very back of the calf there, you've got a inbuilt thruster in yellow, just square in shape, embedded in there. And then the legs thin out pretty significantly towards the bottom. The ankle armor is very large and is like one of the ones where it wraps around the entire lower leg there. Then for the feet are interesting. So the toe and the heel have like these 2 gray sections, like these 2 gray struts that are forward and back, that look like they're just made out of like 2 large wedges of metal welded together. They have a big panel line going down the middle of them. And then the toe piece is a large, somewhat tall white piece with a yellow vent cut into the front of the foot. So, like, you have, like, a big square cutaway in the front, and then inside of that is the little, like, square thruster. And then for the heel... pretty significant gap between the front and back because of the nature of how the toe and the heel are connected into the upper leg there. And then the heel is mostly gray armor, though it has, going at the top of it, you have these like little wings of gray going back, and then those parts have these little white attachments. And the white armor there is actually an unfolding claw. It's really cool. Let me show the way that works. So we have sete of that.
Please.
There's also 2, you can't see them in the sete. On the front toe piece, there's also 2 pieces of armor that can fold down and are claws. So, I guess this is not, like, now that I'm saying that, this is not like an Earth-only suit. It can be used in space, but, they're using it. The first deployment of it, though, is on the ground. And moving pretty fast on the ground. But, yeah, it does have these, like, weird foot beam claws. Which, I like, I love the way the heel folds down there. I really like that. It's cool. You know what it's funny, since we're already spoilering it for future shows, it feels very G-Witch to me, actually, funnily.
Yeah, I definitely see it.
Just because G-Witch has a lot of designs that do weird things with the feet, and so this just feels like that to me. Though, again... Ippei on both shows. One of the examples of I'm thinking is Ippei, though, Yamane did the base design, but I do wonder if these feet claws, just because these feet are very Ippei feeling to me, I wonder if this is something he cleaned up. It would be nice to see Yamane's original illustration, just because it would be fun to compare. And then, finally, the backpack. Okay, so an interesting setup here. I was actually wrong about the two thrusters. They're not actually on the backpack. They're kind of pulling a TV tall geese where they are on those, like, torso, shoulder wedges. The two pods on the back. You do have a backpack in the very back. It is just like a large gray piece with cool, like, the thruster is located in the middle. It's got this large bump of armor coming out the back. Pops up enough that it is actually protecting, like, behind the head, which is fun. And then the area behind the head is in that yellow color. I like the thrusters that are built into this middle section too, because it's like, it's kind of got the fins going on. Doesn't really look like the F-91, but whenever I see fins like this as a backpack, my brain goes F-91, because, you know, the F-91 has the arrangement of fins. But, you know, it's a couple of, like, fins for directing the thrust, which is always fun. And then the two back booster pods are located... Again, it's so easy to always think of these as being on a backpack, but they're not. They're on the shoulder wedges, just bolted into the back of those. And these pods are mostly in blue armor. They're connected... how would I describe their shape? They almost look like, if you were to separate them, that they would be funnels. You know, like large funnels or something.
Sure.
Specifically, they remind me of the Sazabi's funnels from the, like, the One Planetarium production. You know, the big funnels that it has on the back. They're a little smaller than that. They're not quite that large, but, you know, same kind of overall shape. So you've got, they're thin around the top, and then you've got this big bulbous section at the bottom, and these pods just have little thrusters located all over them. You've got some located on the, these are actually the same on both the inside and the outside, so you've got a thruster on the inner and outer part of the armor pointing directly up. Then you've got ones pointing on the front and back, and then at the very bottom you have one large one going down. And yeah, it's just a cool thruster pod. So for equipment, we already talked about the beam claw. The other handheld beam weapon, it can be seen in its art actually. It's this really cool rifle that has a side grip. I really like this one because this, like, feels like it kind of just takes advantage of, like, how a lot of mobile suits do wield a gun, which is to say, like, under the arm, you know? So it's got a outside grip, and then, you know, when being held, you just kind of hold it, it's held under the body, which is fun. The gun itself is, it almost looks like it's made out of an upper and lower section, like, it's, you know, symmetrical on the top and bottom, so, like, and it's got a big panel line running through that. Mostly in gray. As you hit near the end, there's an opening on the sides that reveals a yellow, like, gun barrel, and then at the very end you have the end of the barrel there. So it's kind of like the gray is just like a jacket around the barrel there, which I guess is true of a lot of designs, but the barrel is very, like, embedded inside of here, which is fun to see. I like the...
It almost looks like it would open up, but the line doesn't go all the way to the end, so I guess it probably doesn't.
No. And then...
Unless it pops up like a bow, do these back parts pop forward?
Nope. Just fires like that.
Okay.
I really love this trigger, though. It's just a really weird design for it. So, yeah, it's just a handle on the outside, and it actually has a trigger, and has a finger guard for the trigger, funnily. You know, don't always get those on mobile suits, but it does actually have a guard around the finger. And yeah. Oh, so it does mention that there is a beam Vulcan, I think. So MHQ doesn't mention that. I'm wondering if this is one of the armaments. It maybe doesn't go used in the show because I'm not remembering it. If it were to have beam Vulcans, I would bet they are those arm barrels there on the wrist.
That would make sense.
Yeah. It might be a design where it's not actually, like, used in the show.
It does say armed with beam Vulcans on the arms.
Oh, it does say that on the wiki? Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if it ever... I you know, even with watching the episode fairly recently, I mean, you know, it's in one episode, and I don't remember...
Wouldn't be the first feature of a Reconquista mobile suit that they forgot existed.
Yeah. here. Oh yeah, no, the label here does say Beam Vulcan too. So yeah. In the Mechanics and World book, I was just seeing if the Mechanics and World had anything. Oh, the Mechanics and World book does actually have the booster omitted back part, so you can see the rear of the waist. And yeah, it's exactly what I thought. It was just 2 lines. You can actually see most of it in the back. It's just hard to tell how much you can see given the big, booster in the way.
You made the comparison to Witch from Mercury with the feet. I think also this little, like, the side aisle, like, sort of almost like stirrup looking parts give me G-Witch vibes.
What's funny is basically in all ways, well, you know what other design does this and also has weaponized feet? The Darabald.
Yeah.
The feet are weaponized on the Darabald. They are not beam claws, but they are weaponized. And it has, the armor folded around the top end, then embedded armor color. It's a little bit of a different style there, less of a gap, but similar enough vibe. So, just funny to think about with that. So, yeah. So this machine, it's really funny because, again, the guys that are piloting it are very, like, gung-ho military guys. And they're so excited, and they're so cool. They not actually cool. I love that, like, basically, like, when the guy is introducing, like, the suits to the people there, I'm spacing on the guy, but, like, politician guy, / company guy, trying to do this presentation, and these 3 gung-ho soldiers are like, hoorah, etc. They're doing that whole thing, over him, which is very funny. Anyway, then they deploy, and they do a little okay, and then immediately after the G-Self is deployed with the torque pack, they just get their asses kicked. And then later on, they get deployed, as mentioned, they get deployed again, and, he gets killed by the guy trash, which is a friend. These designs don't really get, like, a lot of showing, but it's a cool design. I like it. It's just, one that I wish we had more of, because I wish we had more G-Reiko designs in general, because I like all these designs, because they're weird. They're all weird. Now, I'm looking through the design section in the back, and unfortunately, I am not seeing Yamane. A lot of the early stuff here is Ippei stuff, unfortunately. I'm not finding... It has some Yamane art in here, but it's funnily, like, I think it's, like, all the environmental and ship art, because I believe that's the thing he mostly did, was, like, the environments and ships. But I'm not seeing art of... early art of this design, unfortunately. From either, like, no, like, early passes from Ippei either. But also no early passes from Yamane for it. Yeah, this is the Yamane section. Now, this is interesting. Let me double check this. That I'm reading this right. Because I might have something fun to share here.
Ooh, I would love something fun.
I mean, this design was fun too, but yeah, no.
I'm not being sarcastic.
So for the other Yamane design here, in the little interview section, it looks like he may have worked on an early mobile suit design for G-Reiko, like an early idea of a design here. I'm gonna check this translation. But this is some Kimitoshi Yamane art here, which this is a wild-ass design. It's definitely Turn A inspired, I feel like. But, like, it doesn't look like the Turn A, but, like, just the shapes of the armor, especially, like, the shoulders and stuff. It's like a Turn A mixed with, like, the sumo in a weird way to me. But, let me see. I'm just... Not to rely entirely on Google Translate, but let's see what it says, that blurb says. This was a design titled the Reconquista Early Design, dates to 2008, 6 years before TV G-Reiko. The image is similar of the Terminator Gundam, and the collar is distinctive. Okay, that's all it says. Well, it's neat looking.
Yeah.
Just early Kimitoshi. It's in Kimitoshi Yamane's designs. But yeah, like I said, Yamane's stuff here is mostly the ships, unfortunately. We don't have his early mobile suit work. Which, you know... I'm just curious about what this... I want to know how much is... because this feels like a very Ippei design in a lot of ways to me still. And so it's like one of those things where I'm like, I really want to know how much is like one and how much is the other. Yeah, no. This is all environmental stuff. Damn. Yeah, and if the Mechanics in World has it, I don't think anything else, any other source would. Because Mechanics in World is usually like one of the more thorough ones with this kind of stuff. Well, yeah. And that's the Wuxia. Well... guess that's it. I mean, it's a short episode, but hey, we have those sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
no related machines because cruelly they just were like, okay, G-Reiko's done, nothing else for G-Reiko. I mean, you know, there's a couple of side designs that were done by Ippei, but no one else did anything, and yeah.
You know, I mean, since it's short, just as a little thing, do you want to talk a little bit about the HoloLive designs? You mentioned them before we got on air.
Yeah. Did I mention them before we got on air?
I mean, I didn't know about them until you started talking, so you must have.
Oh. I don't remember us talking about that when I got on the call, is all.
No one else would have told me, and I did not know about them an hour ago. So you must have said something.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, so there are some...
Oh, you know what? No. What happened was you posted about it.
Oh, okay. Did you, like...
You posted about how... You mentioned posting about the guessing, and so I looked at your Blue Sky, and then also you mentioned that Pakora should have a... And so that's what happened. That's the chain of events. Okay.
I was like,
that makes more sense.
I was like, I posted about it like a couple hours ago, but I was like, I don't think I've said anything aloud. I was so confused.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so okay, we've got those 3. That's not all of them though.
No, we're talking about these 3 that I'll put up the other 3.
Oh, okay. All right, so all these designs are very clear. It's so funny because they haven't announced any products yet, even though clearly in the back. And maybe they have by now, I don't know, but when I checked the site yesterday, it was like HoloLive and Gundam crossover. These are all the real grades in the back, very obviously. And they're all themed in different colors. So we've got the Crossbone X1 for Marine. Kind of a typical choice, I feel like, because, well, pirate.
Yeah, they didn't really have a choice.
So, this one I'm not a huge fan of, mainly because I wish I had another accent color. It looks like it's got...
It needs more of the gold. There's a tiny bit of the gold in a few spots, but given the prevalence of the gold on her outfit.
Yeah, well, like I'm surprised the skull and crossbones, for instance, aren't gold. Or the V-fin. Because the V-fin is red. Mm-hmm. The head is like a darker red. It's like a pink red, because it has 2 shades of red. It's got like a red that is used on the shoulders and the legs and arms, presumably, and then like it's got this like darker red that is like, or not even dark. It's like a more pink. Well, no, it is darker also. You can see it on the knees there. You can see it on the chest. You can see it on the head. You know, you've got 2 different shades of red going on, which is nice. But I feel like red is one of those colors where even 2 differentiating shades of, I don't know. I like it on the Sazabi. I just think it doesn't work with the Crossbone as much.
The other thing that I think they should have done, honestly, so here's here's the model for the RG.
Yeah.
They should have done, let me switch to, like, black is good enough. They should have given her thigh-high stockings.
Yes, so there's a design later that I feel like got extra attention, and we'll talk about it with that kind of thing. But yeah, so it's all right, but you know, maybe like the least inspired of all of them, honestly. Well,
Yeah, it does. Though, but red and black fundamentally do just look good. So,
Yeah.
and I do also like that they use a different. They use the more like magenta-y for like her hair for her head. I do like that.
Mm-hmm. Then for Koyori. Okay, I don't know who Koyori is.
I've heard the name, but that's
it's really weird because like I know some of these like really well. Like I'm not a big VTuber person. I'm not anti VTuber. I just I just don't watch.
I feel like there are certain like VTubers and especially certain Hololive VTubers who have more like. There's a specific like Western appeal to some of them. Some of them are broken through over here, and that's not necessarily reflective of how popular they are. I think any of the ones that break like over here are also popular there. But
all right, Koyori looks to be a pretty new one because that's the 6th generation ones. So
is 6th gen new?
I don't know. It's the one that's at the bottom of the list here for the Japanese.
I guess that would
well
make it
for the Japanese ones.
Her debut was 5 years ago.
Oh God, okay. When was the?
I mean, 4.5. But
have they not debuted any new like Japanese VTubers?
You are asking the wrong person.
It's funny because like you get to the end of the Hololive roster here on the wiki, and then right below this group is Indonesia. So I presume that's the last of the Japanese generations there.
It looks like they debuted one 3 months ago.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's not on here, or maybe it's in a different section. I don't know because there's. I know
maybe they just stopped. They might have just stopped using the generation terminology.
Oh, okay, yeah. What was the new debut? Out of curiosity, who?
This is Kazushiro Yuki, which I will post real quick.
Oh, she's not even on the wiki here. Okay, so this VTuber wiki is out of date.
I found her on the wiki.
Oh, you did? Oh.
Maybe she's just...
Not on the Hololive production page, at least.
Yes, on the Hololive production page.
What the fuck? How am I...
by scrolling down through the history.
Okay. Interesting.
So you go to the history section, then you go to 2025, and there's...
Oh, okay. Yeah. Did I spell her name wrong? Maybe I spelled the name wrong. Anyway, alright,
Though also, I guess, she's listed here as an announcer, which is maybe not considered the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the scene like that.
I don't know either. I do not know, There are some characters I know more than others, also just based on, people I know who like them.
Yeah, basically, I know Marine decently, I know Pecora pretty well.
Yeah. And, like, it's funny, because I do watch some, like, compiled clips occasionally. They get posted places, and I'm like, that's fun.
Yeah.
The reason I have to emphasize this is because, I don't know, I feel like I have seen, like, a weird knee-jerk reaction to VTubers in general, where people are sometimes just very anti-VTuber, and my brain just goes, I would be a VTuber if I streamed. I would love to have a virtual avatar that is not at all related to me, the evil human shell that I unfortunately wear.
I could turn mine on for the video, folks.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let me add it real quick. Where is there's one of these?
It's just funny because
sorry, you know what? I'm sorry for folks. The video just went to hell. I apologize. That was, but there you go. And then I do this. I just like flipped through scenes real quick to find the one I wanted. But I'm like, hey, it's recording. That's just gonna show up. But hi, here's my little Charlotta PNG tuber bouncing now.
Woo.
Hello. Let me move her out of the way.
Anyway, I just don't know Koyori, but Koyori's is. It's a Freedom Gundam, and it is colored in her colors, but you know what it makes me think of is that F91 from Gundam Breaker Mobile.
Sure, yeah.
F91, what was it? F91 Valkyrie, I think? Or no, it's the Gundam Valkyrie, which is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just funny.
It's like the Sanae one, right?
Yeah. Here we are. This one. Just funny because it makes me, the colors.
I mean, it even has the little green as well.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you've got, for hers, you do have two shades of pink. You have a darker pink that is used, like, on the chest and crotch. You've got a lighter pink used on the wings as well as the torso. She's got gray for the vents, like, black, actually.
But, like, a little pink inside, you can see.
Yeah, the actual, like, vents, like, the actual backing of them is pink, which is fun. And I do like the V-fin having the white and then the blue. That's fun. I think this one's solid, you know. I would prefer it being on, like, the Freedom 2.0 Master Grade. I know they're doing all real grades for this, very obviously, looking at this. But it's funny because, like, when it comes to, like, the Freedom Gundam, I am not actually a huge hater on it, I don't think. And I do quite like the way the 2.0 looks, specifically.
I mean, it's the thing with the Freedom is that it is, like, a weird exception in the middle of a family of designs we dislike.
Yeah. And not only that, though, but it looks better outside the show than it does in the show, which is true of many things.
I mean, because it's Seed. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just this is one of those ones where I'm like, oh, I just wish it was using a different model base, because I think it would be really nice looking on the Freedom 2.0. Though I guess if it was on the Freedom 2.0, you wouldn't be as easily doing, like, the two tones. That's one of the things that doing a real grade allows for, is the color separation can be weirder. We will see that on a later design, but funny, because these ones are pretty tame. And then for Rindo Chihaya, another one I had not actually heard of, a Banshee Norn with some fun things going on, because, so you've got two shades of black, basically. It's got a dark gray and a black. The psycho frame is, like, silver. And then the inner detail is pink, it looks like, for the eye and the camera. And then, funnily, the barrel on the beam magnum, the little underslung, like, the weapon container that has, like, the few different options, is also, like, a big pink tube, which I think is fun.
This one feels really low effort, though.
Yes.
Like, probably the lowest effort of all of them.
Yes. That doesn't mean I dislike it the most, because, again, I think overall, I don't know. I'm comparing these two.
I think
these two are definitely the weakest of the whole bunch, though.
Because it's the Norn, I think I dislike it the most.
You know what? That's fair.
If it were the regular Banshee, it might win out over the Crossbone, because I do agree with you about the Crossbone's color choices, but I just don't like any of the Crossbones. You know this about me, but mostly it's just because of the fucking skull and crossbones, and I think the rest of the design is cool, and I just have a fixation.
Yeah.
But the Norn is bad. The fucking, like, we made it stronger by strapping a bunch of crystals to it, like we're fucking new age bullshit. I hate.
That's fair. All right, let's do the other three now.
Yes.
Which actually are probably my favorites. At least one of them is really
cool,
good.
Yeah.
Which is...
I think all three of them are pretty good.
Yeah. All right, so the Fubuki one is my favorite. This Exia fucking rules. So for Fubuki, we have an Exia that is white, black, and teal again. Funny that the teal keeps coming up, but I guess a couple of...
With a little sky blue as well.
Yeah. I really love this. So it has, like, cool white and black details. It's just fun getting the contrast. I like that it's asymmetrical as well. Specifically, the left arm has black going on while the right arm is in white. And then the legs, because she's got the one stocking, they do represent that on this Exia, where the left leg is in black and then the right leg's in white. I
think she has two stockings, right? She has one black stocking, and then she has one where it's a black band with a sheer white.
Oh, I didn't realize. Okay.
I
thought that was just a band, but yeah. Either way, I think this design looks excellent. I like this Exia a lot, personally. I just think the colors work out. There's a nice high contrast going on with it, and I just think doing the black and white together is really nice. Then we have Sakura Miko's new Gundam, which is... This is also a really weird color setup. So
the color separation's so good.
So yeah, we've got... The head is mostly in this very... It's a very pink-white. Then you've got a very light pink for the chin, a slightly darker pink for the V-fin, and an even darker pink for the mohawk. And then the forehead jewel is just in that same, like, light pink again. The upper torso is in, again, the very, like, white, light pink. I can't tell if it's actually got a little pink to the white, or if it's just around so much pink that it's impossible not to, like, start blending
I think it's just around so much of it, but, like, if we assume that is just white, there are still 4 different pinks on this.
Yeah. So then you have the very bright pink in the middle here. You've got the slightly darker pink for these vents, and then the darkest pink for the chest section up there. The shoulders, you've got the second darkest pink, followed by the darkest pink at the end. You actually have some yellow going on, both on the frame of the chest there that sticks out, and then also like on these like little inner parts of the shoulder, which is fun, because she does have a little bit of yellow on her design as well. Then you've got, for the bicep, white with the darkest pink on the back of it. The joint, it weirdly has like this little like gray piece, which I guess there's actually a little bit more of that on the head, because I think the area behind the vents is that. It's like this silver. And then the forearms, again, the second darkest pink and the white with little gold on the inside. The hand covers are very dark pink. The waist is the second darkest pink, I believe, for this. Same with the thighs. And then you have some lighter pink details in the side skirts, in the little crotch V.
Okay, listen. We gotta stop for a sec.
Yeah.
We're gonna say pink 1, pink 2, pink 3, pink 4.
Wait.
Saying
Yeah.
however you want to do it, but saying second darkest pink every time is just too long.
Look. It's fine. Don't be mean to me. The inner...
I'm just trying to help.
I think the inner frame in general might be gold, because you can see the bottom of the crotch here, and the... That's interesting, though, because it looks more silver on the head and then on the arms. So I think it's got two different colors of inner frame, depending on maybe like which runner plate it is. I don't know. Because you've got, like I said, this silver here and silver on the head, but then you've got like gold on the rear skirt, gold on the crotch area, you know, the little gold details.
It's possible all of this is gold and it's just the lighting.
That color is definitely not the same as that color. Hold on. No matter what.
Oh,
lighting.
sure, but there's like... Yeah, okay, yeah, I don't know. You're right.
Either way, yeah, so thighs are pink on the front, white on the back. The legs, white around the top, pink towards the bottom, lighter pink below that, and then white on the back of the ankle armor. Looks like the feet are going to be mostly white, with the pink 4 on the top. And the funnels, we can't unfortunately see them, but you can see that they're white with mostly pink for the funnels.
It looks like pink 4, a little pink 2 at the base, and then white, and then pink 2 again, and then the designs like this really make it clear to me how much of the fact that I don't like the new is just the way the colors are.
Yeah.
Because this looks terrific.
And then for the one I really like of this bunch, we have Suisei's Sazabi. And I love this. So it's dark blue, black, and light blue for like the main. It's actually only got like, and then it's got a little bit of white underneath. And then, of course, yellow details. It just looks great. So, dark blue for the head and torso. You got some white on the very back of the torso. The cables and the chest beam cannon are in this very, like... Funnily enough, very similar to the Wuxia kind of yellow that we were just talking about, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like
that golden rod.
Golden rod, yeah. And then, for the shoulders, black armor for the... it's black armor for the base, and then the dark blue for the verniers, like the surrounding bits, and then yellow on the inside of those. Light blue on the outside. I love this light blue, and then having the black on top. Just having all these colors here is so good.
I don't like the light blue on the head as much.
What?
But
Wait,
otherwise,
there's not light blue.
or those are
funnels.
those are just the funnel racks. Okay, that's just angle. Never mind. Oh, cool. I was like, hang on. There's no part like that on the Sazabi.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Great.
And then you have the little hanging armor on the shoulders is also the light blue. Black for the biceps, light blue forearms. Looks like the black for the hand covers. We can't really see it too well here though. For the skirt, the front skirts and the waist are dark blue. The side skirts are in black. The legs are in black. The legs have a fun thing though, where they the little knee is light blue, and then you've got the little embedded detail in there, and I like the embedded detail in the lower legs and the black parts. That's like got the gold going on there. So this is making me wonder, is the frame gold here too? Because actually, look at the arms too, where it's connected.
Yeah, I think it is. You see the joint there.
Yeah, can't really see the other joints just because they're surrounded by parts, but yeah. And then for the feet, they're like light blue on top. It looks like it's the dark blue on the bottom. And then the gun is in white, but then it's got like a black, area, what is it?
The
grip that, you know, because it's the beam shotgun, the movable grip thing. And then, a blue cable on the top of it. And then the funnel racks are light blue with the funnels being the dark blue. It looks so good. I love this one.
The only nitpick I have is I wish there was an equivalent for this really like indigo blue on here somewhere that you could add, like manually add sort of a starry sky pattern to.
I do think that what they should have done, looking at all of these look to be using the default decals. I think they should have had unique decals, would be how I would do some of these, like other colors or other details on these designs. I just personally think that unique decals would have been nice.
And
but
they have
we don't
referred
know.
to this as like the first.
This is all early.
Right, this is the first wave, also.
Yeah. And yes, this is the first wave. We know they're gonna do more, so I'm like, please. I know they're all real grades, but Peckers should have a wound wart, please. Please.
But yeah, I am pleasantly surprised. When I heard about it, I was like, oh, sure, they'll have some, like, whatever, some color swaps or whatever. I'll also post just the HoloLive RX-78 real quick. It's fine. I don't think it's bad. I just am not excited about it.
No, I mean, you know what it looks like to me is it reminds me of, like, the one plain color, like the, what is it, AMA Airlines one or whatever?
Sure, yes. But broadly, I'm just really impressed by the effort that's gone into the color separation and stuff. Like, you know, maybe the actual models will come out and the colors won't be quite as good, but like, I was impressed with how much effort they put into these. They look really good.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think, yeah, that again, probably the reason why they went with the real grades. It's really easy to do all this color separation without needing to do like stickers or anything like that. You know, there's just inherently lots of color separation, and because it's so separated on the runners, it's probably a lot easier to do it without tons of extra parts.
Sure.
Right, ANA is the Gundam I was thinking. Oh, whoops, didn't mean to paste that over that. The ANA Gundam is what I was thinking of.
Oh, sure.
ANA,
different color separation, but similar colors for sure.
This is on the what is that? Oh, they did it on a few different designs. Okay.
You know, the problem stands, right? But I think looking at the Marine Crossbone here, it would be really easy to just metallic gold marker the skull.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like, I think you can improve it a little bit just by doing some custom work on it, honestly. Because I don't think the idea of it's bad. I just think the base colors are a little weird.
Yeah.
And admittedly, to be fair to this, I think this design suffers from having the mantle on. Because it just covers so much of it. I'm wondering if it just would look better without the mantle, funnily enough.
Well, hopefully we'll get a chance to see.
Yeah. Again, they haven't formally announced these as kits, but I mean, come on. They're using the real grades for all of these. You know, if these were just art of the designs, then that would be one thing, but these are clearly the real grades.
Bandai Namco loves to show you a Gunpla kit that they took a lot of work to engineer and then not sell it to you. I'm kidding. They don't tend to do that. They have done it before, but just with prototypes. I'm talking myself out of this. I'm going to stop saying things.
Okay. Anyway. Alright. Yeah, so that was... Yeah, I think these are cool.
I agree.
Alright, well, with that, that's all they've had announced on it, I believe. They haven't done anything else.
Yeah.
So, Six, where can people find you and your work online?
You can find me on bluesky6.scanlinemedia.com. You can find my work at scanlinemedia.com or patreon.com/scanlinemedia. Lots of podcasts and articles and sometimes some streams and videos and all that shit. And then you can talk to us over on the Scanline Media Discord, where people have recently made some requests, and you could join their number and make some requests for things for us to cover. Dylan, what about you?
You can find me at Low Poly Robot over on Blue Sky. You know, really haven't been using Twitter, but man, so I'm curious. Do you keep like your alt Twitter or anything like at all? Do you use it for any reason, or no?
Occasionally it'll be like I'm reading an article and they like pull something from Twitter and I click on it and then I end up there very briefly, or I still use it to check GBO2 and Pokemon.
I do use it for GBO2. Yeah, no, usually when there's an update night, yeah, I'm like, okay, I'll go to the account real quick.
Yeah, GBO2 and Pokemon Unite. But I mean, you know,
So,
I don't not use it at all, but I use it extremely.
Yeah, so I occasionally jump on it, mostly for similar reasons, just checking, like, news on specific things. But, man, that website just doesn't work for me anymore.
It's completely broken.
The mobile
if
version
you mouse over...
loads 5 tweets before it stops for me, every time on there. And then on web Twitter, I noticed, because someone else was complaining about this, so I checked it, they had for a little bit on the following tab that you could, like, sort by either recommended or chronological still. They got rid of that button, and now it just shows me, like, I just loaded it up. It's just random. And not only that, it starts repeating if you're not following a lot of people on an account. Which is wild how much the site is broken. I'm like, how does anyone use this anymore? I'm not even doing the moral judgment. I'm just saying, like, holy shit, this site is broken for me.
Yeah, I not having it this time, but I have an issue when I've come onto Twitter where much of the time, if I'm on my timeline and I move my mouse over a tweet, just suddenly that tweet leaps down my timeline like 30 posts and a bunch of other shit just suddenly fills in. Lord. So like I can't click on things. It's wild.
Yeah. And
it's so
not that Busky hasn't had problems either, because I had a thing going on the other day where Busky was like, well, you've run out of posts on your timeline, and I was only like an hour back, and I was like, no, I haven't. The fuck you mean I have? What are you talking about? Which, you know, all these websites are fucking run by incompetent assholes, just in different ways, but yeah. Anyway, but I'm still over there because I want to be on a social media somewhere, because it gives me a place to yap about robots and other things. Most recently, I was saying more robots should have halos or rings.
Like Skaith.
Yeah, you know what? I wonder if that's why it was on my mind. I didn't even think about that. But, you know, I was thinking of also like the Nephthys and all that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Nephthys is so cool.
Nephthys is so cool. For Gundam, we have the Centurio here.
Have I seen that one? What is that?
It's from SD Gundam G Generation DS. We would never cover it because here's the problem. It has like no info about it. Because G Gen DS is not really a game that anyone's played. The Centurio units are weird. There's actually a couple of them, and they are ranked based on their wings. This is like the one art we have of it, and this is the one that has 5 wings. So this would be the either the...
Isn't that 6 wings?
No. 1 in the back, 1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
No, that's 1 wing there. It's 1 wing unit, I believe. Or no, is that 6? Hold on. Is there one that has...
It looks like 6 to me. You could convince me it's 5, but it looks like it's 6.
Well, okay, the other problem is they're not supposed to have any with 6. The weakest model is the Auxilius with 3, and then there's the Legatus with 5, and the Consular with 7.
Shrug.
Well, and then funnily when we see these... they have art that is in these colors here for this one, and then... Oh. Sorry, 1 second. Why is it... Hold on. Recopy. Repaste. Here's the Auxilius here, and this is the one with 3 wings, and you can see it there has 1, 2, and I think it's wielding one of them as a weapon. Because, the wings are like a weird multi-thing. This is a weird mobile suit, somehow made by Xeon, but also it uses nanomachines, like Turn A and Turn X.
Extremely fake.
They're developed using espionage data. So,
oh, okay.
G-Gen...
Never mind, it makes sense
No,
now.
but, G-Gen DS is weird because it's one of the ones where modern G-Gen does not cross over the stories, right? It's just, we're doing for a very long time, most G-Gen games we're doing separate things. Even in the really old ones, we're doing the separate stories. G-Gen DS is like, we're gonna mix all the universes together and it's gonna be fucking weird. And this is an example of that. Funnily, G-Gen DS is like a remake of Mono Eye Gundams, but it adds these to it. Which is really funny. But yeah, these are weird designs. Because even though they're made by Xeon, one of the main ones, the Tria, the prototype, is used at the Battle of Genesis. From Seed, because Seed is also in it. Here's some of the other ones. There's the Tria, and then the Imperator below. I believe these have to be the same character, because that's just the same hair, but with shades drawn on her. But I don't know. I haven't played the game, so... Anyway, these are the Centurio units. Not a lot of detail about them. Anyway, the other two designs I was talking about with Halos, though, were the Buster Arc from Another Century's episode, which has all these really cool rings. One around the head, and I really like these ones around the ankle. I just think they're cool. And then, had to bring up the Stargazer, because it's just got a big ring on its back, and I like the Stargazer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think rings are cool. Anyway, that's what I'm doing over on Busky, is just rambling my robot thoughts, or posting random game stuff. So, yeah. Or just personal stuff, I don't know. Look, the consolidation of social media and the fact that you can't have a private account or anything, I am very much just me on my account over there now, because I just am like, I don't have any other place to just be openly me, so I don't have like an alt where I'm like, oh, this is my more personal alt. It's that's Dylan. You're getting the full Dylan experience over there.
Not the full Dylan.
No, not the full Dylan.
Please, I can't handle the full Dylan.
Look, I feel like some people might not be able to. Like, I'm very manic.
It's true.
Which is fine. I mean, actually, it's not fine. If I found that out, don't tell me, because I would be really sad. I will actually take it very personally. I'm not saying that you can't. You are totally within your rights. Just don't tell me. You mind me a lot, because I'm nervous.
That would be a rude thing to do.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm not crazy that it would be rude. Okay, good. Look, I don't know what social etiquette is.
If people message you to say, I can't stand you, that's a shitty thing to do.
Okay, well, no, but what if they couch it in the language of, I think you're a lot to deal with? Or, you know what, that sounds shitty too. You know what, I guess there isn't any nice way to say it, but my brain goes, they'll find a way to try to say it to me, and, like, look, I don't know. I'm a paranoid person.
Oh, shit.
Yeah?
I didn't know that.
What? Oh.
I was making a mean joke.
Oh!
Because I'm your friend.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's me. Well, alright.
Yeah.
That's it.
See you, folks.
Yeah, peace.